Welcome to the Mason Guard Show. Unscripted, uncensored, unapologetic. Hello, Internet. Welcome once again to the Mason Guard Show. I'm Scott Mason.
And I'm Edward Guard.
And this time we are back with a brand new on-the-spot top 5. For those of you unfamiliar, this is where we have a top 5 list we come up with for about 5 to 10 minutes before the show. We have that time to plan our lists, and then we come in here and we argue about who is right, and it's usually me.
Fuck you.
Today we're doing actually, this is a very fun one that I have been looking forward to doing ever since we put it in the idea machine. And this is the worst characters to get stuck on an elevator with.
What a weird topic this one is.
Obviously, this is my creation. We did have to put one rule in as we went about this, which is no people who are going to kill / horribly injure you, because otherwise it would just turn into a list of horror movie villains.
Yeah, you don't want just Freddy and Jason and this guy's gonna murder me, so...
So with that, we had to come up with kind of different criteria about how we were going to do this. Ed, do you want to kind of give any insight into how you were choosing your list?
So, I kind of just went with who would be the most awkward or annoying people to be stuck with for any period of time. I came up with a list of about 15 off the top of my head that I thought were, would just be the worst, and kind of narrowed that down from there. But yeah, just, who would be just the worst person to be stuck in a close quarters with?
Yeah, for me, I was trying to think about what characteristics make an elevator ride no fun, and so I kind of came up with a few different things and tried to pick a character that fits each of those different criteria. So I wager with this just because it is so broad. We're allowing movies, we're allowing TV. There's no way we actually have any crossover on this one. So I'm really excited to see kind of who you have for this list. So why don't we start out? Who do you have at number 5?
So my number 5 spot goes to Jared from the Subway ads.
Only if you're a kid.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Awful guy, though. Yeah. So I'm actually going to give my...
We're going to hell.
But seriously, though, how terrible would that be? Okay, actually, my number 5 spot is going to go to Newman from Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
Just a sleazy, awful, just... terrible person. It would just be so uncomfortable to be in that space with him. So I gave it to Newman from Seinfeld.
Okay, I can understand that. I think I went for, so as I say, the different traits. This one is someone who's going to make you uncomfortable, or just someone who's just very unsettling from their mere presence. I had to go, it's a bit of a deep cut. I was trying to think of who to do for this one. It took me a little while. So I'm going with the Devil, as played by Ray Weiss in a little show called Reaper.
Oh, so good.
Okay, good. You remember Reaper.
Yeah,
okay, good. A lot of people may not know this show. I think it's a fantastic show where a guy makes a deal with the devil. We won't go into the whole deal, but the devil himself, played by Ray Weiss from, Twin Peaks fame, or for those of you who watch How I Met Your Mother, he's Robin's dad. He's so good. He's so evil every second he's on the screen. Just the smile he's got a very intimidating presence. He really liked to mess with the main character, Sam, on that show, so he'd probably be messing with you the whole time. In fact, he probably might have even been the one to get the elevator stuck.
Yeah, he could be responsible for it intentionally.
And then I'm also weak-willed, so I know eventually I'm going to give in and probably make a deal with the devil to get out of this stuck elevator. So I think, again, as Newman is, the devil is
the devil himself.
Person.
Okay, yeah.
Stuck within an elevator.
I mean, So that character, creative, funny, well-dressed, maybe he would be responsible for it. I don't know if he would just be uncomfortable as Newman could be. Who knows what Newman was up to. He could also be responsible for the elevator being stuck. You never know. Less likely. But super uncomfortable. But, Scott, I don't know. Newman or the devil himself. Okay.
Let's be honest here, Ed. I mean, again, as much as Newman would certainly make you uncomfortable, I don't think it's a long-term, major inconvenience. The guy's not going to do anything nasty or gross, but
yeah, the devil himself. All right, I'll give you the devil himself.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any way I lose this one. All right, what about number 4? So I'll start off since you started the last one. For this, I was thinking of hygiene. Someone who's just dirty, you don't want to be stuck in a confined space with. And so I may have gone a little unusual with this one. I'm going Pumbaa from The Lion King.
Pumbaa?
Yes.
Pumbaa's so lovable, though.
Yeah, but first off, he's a warthog. Already, one of the smelliest creatures out there. And of course, as we know, when he was a young warthog, he could clear the savannah after every meal. Even his friends wouldn't stand downwind. So imagine being trapped in a confined space with that.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I have an argument here, but let me give you my number 4 spot.
All right.
I gave my number 4 to Buster from Arrested Development.
Oh, great pick.
So just
on my list.
Just so everybody knows who's followed this, I've started watching Arrested Development.
Finally.
Yes, because it was a gap for me. But so Buster's got a hook. He's likely to have a panic attack. He's probably going to do something stupid, maybe hurt you, maybe cause everything to be much worse. And Pumbaa might, sing a song with you. You never know. You could get a rendition of, any line.
Matata.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going
That's the
for.
one you're looking for.
You might have an enjoyable, lovable family moment. Buster, on the other hand, is definitely going to make the situation worse.
Probably start crying for his mother.
And who knows what he's going to be up to. He's got his hook or his fake hand or something super awkward. And the conversation would be weird for sure.
Guaranteed.
Uncomfortable. So I think Buster would be worse than Pumbaa.
Oh man, I thought I had a deadlock with Pumbaa, with you as the germaphobe and just that. But I can't argue with Buster in that one. That was actually a great pick. Again, I did have him as well. But I think you nailed it with the song. Hakuna Matata means no worries. He's going to calm you down and get you through this in the long run. So damn it, Ed, you shot me down with that one. I'm going to give you that one for Buster Bluth.
All right, so moving on to the number 3 spot. I actually went for a character from Parks and Recreation. Ooh. I chose Jeremy Jam. If you don't remember this guy, he's one of the councilmen.
You got jammed!
That's right. Again, as you threw out there, he could have been responsible for the elevator thing. He'll definitely blame you for it. Somehow you're going to end up in a worse situation because of this guy.
Yeah, someone not afraid to throw himself under the bus just to get even with you.
That's right, yeah.
That's a great pick. I also went to the TV world for this one, and I found someone, I think someone who is more annoying than Jam there. And I simply have 3 words, I think, to summarize this character, which is, oh my God. Yes, that's right. Janice from Friends. Chandler Bing's ex-girlfriend. Hands down one of the most annoying television characters of all time. Her voice alone is going to annoy you. And me, as someone who likes to laugh and likes to make others laugh, how often do you really want to be hearing that? That's going to drive you up the wall instantly.
I feel like you practiced this impression for this.
I may have looked up a Janice Laughs compilation video.
As much as Jeremy Jam is the worst, Janice is awful.
There's no redemption for either one of these characters. I can't even lie. Jams deserves no redemption whatsoever, but Janice is just going to be that voice. Even after you get out of the elevator, you're going to be hearing that laugh in your nightmare.
Yeah, and then you'd know her. Ugh.
Yeah, which means she'd keep popping up like she did through 7 years of Friends.
Yeah, okay. So I'll give you Janice. All right. What have you got at number 2?
All right, so number 2, the category or the trait I was looking for here is someone who's unhelpful, right? They're not going to do any good for you. They're panicked, kind of like your Buster kind of character. And so I really thought about who are the people who just do nothing in their movies. And so I landed on Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. Everyone else in the Fellowship has a role. Sam just comes along. What are we going to do now, Mr. Frodo? And that's going to be him in the elevator. What are we going to do now, Mr. Scott? We're stuck in here. He might have some lambus bread, but how good is that after a little while? I don't know. I just think, Samwise is probably going to panic and freak out.
Yeah, okay.
Who do you have?
So my number 2 spot I went to the cartoon world for this one.
Okay.
And I chose Caillou. So, if you don't know who Caillou is, he's a little baby on a TV show who's the worst. The worst character, just awful. Complains about everything, is constantly miserable, ruins everything. And I think that being stuck in an elevator with a little shithead baby would be the worst possible option. Guaranteed he's going to crap himself. Guaranteed he's going to cry and complain. He's going to make it your fault. You're going to lose your temper on a baby. Caillou is the worst. And now, I'm going to argue Samwise. Samwise probably has food and or booze with him. So there's a chance that you get to have a drink and something to eat where Caillou brings nothing.
Again, we're talking lambus bread. It's not exactly a bouquet meal or a buffet meal here, you know? I mean, the only positive thing about Samwise is, you know, he was known for his loyalty, which a fat lot of good that does you when you're already stuck together in an elevator. Where is he going to go? That's all Samwise brings to the table.
Yeah, but he's an optimist. He might be optimistic. He might want to help. He's going to encourage you in whatever you want to do to try and get out of there. Caillou brings nothing.
So, I mean, I've never seen Caillou, so I have trouble arguing against this. What I will say is any parent I've ever talked to does lament this show and its entire existence. So I don't know how I'm going to argue this simply because I don't have anything to base it on. I have to give you the point. A baby would certainly be much worse to be stuck in an elevator with.
All right. So Caillou makes number 2. All right. My number 1 spot is to one of the worst characters, I think, out there, potentially almost killed a franchise. I went with number 1, Jar Jar Binks.
Are you kidding me? Man, at number 1, I have Jar Jar Binks.
The worst.
I figured again, he's the perfect summation. He's got all of those traits that I was talking about. He's going to be dirty. He's going to be annoying. He's going to be completely unhelpful and panicked. He's also unsettling, right? Like those beady stoner eyes hanging off and those teeth that he's got. There's so many things that you would not want to be in an elevator.
He's probably going to start doing something stupid like jumping, maybe cause you all to die.
Make it worse. You know he smells like fish.
Yeah, for sure. Just gotta be the
that
worst.
smell's not coming out for any time. You would never shut up. He could never shut up. You couldn't even get a thought in to try to help yourself out of the situation.
He's probably accidentally the reason you got stuck for sure, almost, you know, like...
And then add on top of that the horribly offensive Jamaican accent thing he's got going on there.
That's
right. I can't believe all the choices we had, and we actually ended up with the same pick at number 1.
The worst.
I guess that should be pretty obvious. Anyone out there probably hates Jar Jar Binks as much as we do. All right, so let's summarize. Where did we end with our list of characters you would not want to be stuck in an elevator with? Number 5.
Jared from Subway. No.
We are going to get pulled off this air, despite the fact that no one can censor us. Someone will still find us and shut us down. Number 5, we ended up with the Devil from Reaper. Number 4, Buster Bluth from Arrested Development. Number 3, Janice from Friends. Number 2, that little shit Caillou. And at number 1, the most annoying character in all of film and television history, Jar Jar Binks. I think we ended up with a great list there, Ed. I think we really hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, this is difficult. I mean, anyone who's listening who knows what we love, you know, The Office, it was hard for me not to put Dwight on this list, but I just, you know, because of his pee corner, like immediately.
I actually had Andy Bernard on my short list as just the songs.
Yeah, it could be
He's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah, there are so many characters from The Office. Any pretty much character from The Office would probably be an uncomfortable choice. You know, there's so many. I mean, I also had Joffrey from Game of Thrones, that little punk. Kimmy Gibbler from Full House.
God.
I had Alan from 2.5 Men, just the worst. Steve Urkel. I also had Hilary Banks from Fresh Prince.
Oh, God, that's a great one. Yeah, some of my honorable mentions. I had a different Seinfeld alum. I thought George would be more annoying than Newman in that kind of situation. Dr. Cox from Scrubs, I thought would just berate you the entire time Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. I thought would just be disturbing and would probably get you high, so you'd be paranoid as hell the whole time. So I think, there's a lot of choices there. What about you guys? Who did we forget? Let us know. You can email us at TheMasonGardShow@gmail.com or hit us up on the socials at Mason Guard Show. And of course, we are now live on YouTube. We would really appreciate it if you could take a moment, subscribe to the channel, like our videos. Every little bit helps us out, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everything that you do to help support the Mason Guard Show, and we will see you next week.